and the youth defender program on Clemens Unit, extortion is real bad. They actually they had a rat painted on the walls back then, trying to dissuade us from extorting people, but we didn't care about that rat. Even though we knew you could get more time for extorting somebody, nobody really gave a damn about it. And so how it would work is, the blacks, they never extorted their own. They only extorted white boys. The Mexicans, they extorted white boys, and they also extorted their own people if they wasn't part of their gang. So how it work is, if you would come in and you white, it'd either be a black day or a Mexican day. If it's a black day, it's the blacks' time to extort you, day to extort you. You know, one person from the blacks get picked, and he allowed to get you, and you're gonna be his chavo, meaning you're gonna pay him once a week, $12.50. Same thing went on with the Mexicans, except they applied it to their own people too. So my first day witnessing this, I remember seeing a group of guys washing clothes in these yellow mop buckets. They was washing these clothes. And then after that, later on that day, those same guys were dancing to some music. But they were being made fun of by these other Mexicans. So I didn't understand what was going on. And then I seen a Mexican guy tell a guy I knew named Rooster, who was a Mexican, hey, put your arm through the bars. We're going to see if we can break one of y'all arm today. And so what was going on was all these guys that was washing clothes and being forced to dance and do things like that, they were chavas. Chava really mean bitch in prison. Meaning you riding with somebody and you gotta do what they say and you gotta pay them. Pay for protection. That's how it go. The blacks, they never made their chavas dance or do any of that crazy stuff. They just wanted their money. They just wanted to get paid. That's how it was. So you did have a few guys, white guys coming there, not many, but I remember certain white guys came in there and they was like, nah, y'all just gonna have to whoop my ass, and the ass whooping is what they got. But some of them stayed firm. It was very few that they did it, but some of them stayed firm and said, nah, I'm not going for this. What was crazy is the guy named Rooster I was just explaining about, he actually was a blood when I was in the county with him. He was a Piru. He was repping hard. He was a gangster. So I didn't understand. When I got here, I'm seeing you getting handled by these guys. You paying these guys for protection. I was lost. Because I just seen you in the county fighting and stuff. So I know you will fight. So I didn't understand how did they put that fear in him to make him want to pay. This your people money. This your mama money, your grandma money, your father money, your brother or sister money that you paying these guys to protect you. And they belittling you, harming you, make you look like a goddamn fool in here. But that's how it was. I remember when I got my first chopper, and we do it, a lot of times the blacks do it because they have different rules in Wild P, even though we in prison with adults. How it worked for us is, at that time, you were only allowed to spend $25 on commissary, while the adults were allowed to spend $85. So $25 go fast. You're gonna eat that fast. So that made us want to have a chopper so we can get that extra $12.50 from them every week. I had a chopper. I had a guy riding with me, and he was paying me the $12.50 a week, but he didn't like it. White guy. So often he would try to bug me and act crazy and all that. And one time I remember I even slapped him with some dominoes. But that's how we did things as teenagers in prison. That's just the way it was. You also had some guy, like a guy named Grant, white guy. He was riding because he wanted to, because in all actuality, he'll fight you. He'll fight your ass in a minute. But he wanted to stay out of trouble, so we started riding with a black guy, started playing a black guy, $12.50 a week, like I said. But I done seen Grant fight before. I done seen him fight a couple guys, and that let me know you just riding with this dude because you really trying to stay out the way, but you will fight though. I mean, you had a few white boys that'll fight. It was just a handful, not many. And often the ones that'll fight to get their ass beat the fuck up all the time, you know, because that was the goal, to try to force them to ride with us, to pay us for protection. And it wasn't right. I don't agree with it to this day. I think a lot of people do it because that was just the culture in Wild P. They were just going along for what was already going on when they got there. And then, like I said, the extra $12.50, it helps. You know, when you ain't got no commissary, you ain't got no food, and you hungry, or your people might not be sending you no money so you can buy some hygiene. You find yourself extorting somebody for theirs. You know, and it's not right at all. I don't agree with it. I remember one time, me extorting this white boy actually got me in some shit with this guy named Percy. We called him Lil Percy. So Lil Percy was from Fort Worth. Lil Percy is a gangster, probably as far as I know, the one dude that I respected as a gangster. Like, he gangster for real like that. So he pulled up to the unit. His first day on the unit, I happened to be checking the white boy about paying me my money. I'll never forget, we in the child house. I'm checking the white boy about paying my money. Lil Percy pull up on me and say, hey, I want you to do me like that. So I look at him like, what? What you mean? What you talking about? What you want to fight or something? So he like, yeah, fuck it. Let's go and do that. Yeah, I want to see how hard you will. So I ain't never, since I've been here, I ain't never had nobody approach me like that. He was the first one to do it. Lil Percy ain't scared of nothing. So we happen to go in the cell. I get the best of him, but it was mutual respect after that. He ended up getting him a few choppers after that. So he wasn't doing it to protect the little white boy. He was doing it because he wanted to see, hey, you playing gangster, let me see if you really gangster. Another thing I seen happen with extorting somebody, I seen somebody get free real time for that. I seen somebody get 5 more years for receiving $12.50 a week. So when you think about it, it really wasn't worth it, considering how much time they'll give you for that. Because in prison, they let you know at that time, we're going to protect our white boys. You blacks and you Mexicans, we don't give a fuck about it. Remember to subscribe to my video. Thank y'all for watching.